Howdy, everybody. I'm Super Sheriff Duke, and I'm joined by,
Fire Safety Officer Urbosa.
and this is
Freedom's
Freedom's
Finest.
Finest.
Super Sheriff, how are you?
Oh, hello. It's been a while.
Indeed it has.
I've been doing pretty swell. Oh, I've been doing pretty swell.
Sounds like you lost yourself for a second there. Oh man, these storms are something, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. I've been down in the muck and the rain,
Yeah.
getting getting dirty in the mud, in the
Some
gut.
might even say you've been skipping in the mud. Like a mud skipper.
been been face first in the mud and in some illuminate guts.
And they got you there right after Cyberstand, no breaks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I asked to go. They already had
Mm,
they already had me put up, but I said I want to go, and they said you're already there. I said okay,
okay.
all right.
The miracles of faster than light travel.
See, when I heard there was a storm, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it was a proper storm.
No?
I thought it would be a light drizzle, at least a little sprinkle.
Mm.
But I don't remember rain looking like that where I'm from.
Mm-mm. Well, it did start as a sprinkle a few days ago.
It was a very
It's been getting worse though.
a purple sprinkle.
Yeah. Purple sprinkle, yeah. Although now it's like a purple monsoon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you've had some successful missions. You've been back up in orbit, right?
Uh, they've been close calls.
Close calls?
Between the new dangers that we're facing. What I thought was a
Yes.
swarm of bees was actually a pack of drones coming after
Yes.
me.
I
They
hear Super Earth has classified them as the orb truders.
orb shooters. The truth.
Super Earth knows how to name them.
Mm-hmm. They do intrude, and they are orb. They orb, and they trude.
They orbs that trude. You heard it here first.
um, but they've been a real hassle in our new objective, destroying the exospires to stop the storm. Uh,
Yeah.
I've only seen a few of these exospires dismantled, a few, not all of them.
It's a pretty tough mission.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Super Earth fleet completion rates.
I don't know what gave the enemy this intelligence. Someone told that our enemies can in fact destroy our objective equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna find the mole that did this and smack him upside the head and send him straight to the democracy officer.
Righteous.
Just and give him a few 1-2s because I've been barely able to defend them.
Yeah, no, it's tough, especially with these new soldiers the Illuminate got. I think
Mm-hmm.
they took a couple of ideas from our exosuits. Now we see that they're walking around in two forms now. We have the Gatekeeper and the Veraciter. Do you wanna break down each of them for us?
I sure can. Gatekeeper, they keep you out of gates. Okay.
That's true.
These ones, they got big guns. See, I was walking in my exosuit, putting in the machine gun, firing some missiles.
Hmm.
This son of a gun comes at me with 2 plasma cannons.
Hold
Now,
the phone.
I, Super Earth, we got to keep our budget in check.
Hmm.
So, I understand why I don't have 2 plasma rapid firing cannons on my
Hmm.
exosuit, but it
Hmm.
was a tough fight. I did have to advance in the opposite direction after both of my guns were shot off, but I did win by living.
That's an
That's
achievement. That's an achievement. But to be clear, so the enemy wasn't defeated. It was more that you just escaped
no, I won.
by living.
Yes,
So we presume that the enemies
we don't know what
are
happened.
no longer living.
Uh,
Okay.
we don't know. They could be alive. We don't know. So I mean, there's a definitive answer that I'm alive, and whoever won lives is the winner.
Could you not see them?
Uh, Whoever lives is the winner. between
That's
all
what you just said.
between
Yes.
all the fire and brimstone and burning comrades, it was hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure he did slow down.
Is it possible you're not sure because your eyes were looking in the direction of the rearward advance?
Yes,
Okay.
I was. It was raining. It's hard to see, but definitively, I'm alive.
Well, we're all happy to hear that, Super Sheriff.
Thank you. It is.
We know the galaxy is safer with you around.
Fire Safety Officer Urbosa, it is an absolute pleasure to be alive and talking to you again.
As well as you, Super Sheriff.
And now these other McTap, the Versitor,
Ver- yes.
Versitor, is
Veraciter.
yeah, that
Yeah.
thing. these these are like big chargers. Now chargers are already big, but this taps into the savagery of the squids. You see,
Mhm.
all they want to do is charge at you, and they're more clever than they look. They think that they're just gonna come at me. I'm just gonna shoot them with my gun.
Yeah.
A good old recoilless, right? Just like a charger.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
But these Illuminate are cunning. They block the shot of their pilot, or block your shots to protect the pilot.
Hmm.
They it takes a little bit to get their cockpit exposed.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you have to shoot off the arms first before you even try, unless you use some careful heat application. I think you know something about that.
Well, I can say that it's certainly been hot in here after the latest war bond, and there is plenty to talk about. But one thing I can say is yes, I do think that, as always, fire can solve many problems. And if the entire enemy is on fire, you don't really have to worry about making sure that one part of them is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been really cool to see with this resurgence, this renaissance of fire. Although I would also say it was good before, but anyways, um, being able to have these units that like the Veracity that really gets into your face, it makes it a lot easier to be able to make your loadout come to its fullest use.
It's they you can set them on fire, and I've set them on fire,
Mhm.
and it is we all love some cooked squid.
Mm.
However, the fire does not stop them from charging at you.
No, no.
So you got to be careful, because otherwise you might, squid that's on fire, that's a good thing. Squid that's on fire charging at you, bringing the fire along, not so good.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
And recently, High Command kind of took a look at the fuel that we're using in our flamethrowers and mixed a little bit more potent of a fuel blend in it. And so there has been some noticeable changes to when an enemy of democracy is on fire and how they behave. And I think we can get to some more of that later when we talk about the latest war bond
Mm-hmm.
produced by Super Earth. But what's notable is I think you're right though that in terms of for like enemies like chargers or like veracitors,
Mm-hmm.
if they are already in the middle of their attack animation, they will not be affected by anything that would change their behavior, like fire, like gas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yep, they're still swinging.
Yes.
You can't panic while in the middle of momentum.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
If I'm falling and then I also catch on fire, I'm still falling.
Yeah.
Which I would never fall.
Never.
Unlike that gatekeeper.
Unlike the gatekeeper. But so how do you feel like the Illuminate play now once they've been added?
They fight like the myths of old. Illuminate.
The myths of old?
Yeah.
Okay.
They.
Like your grandpappy's Illuminate.
Just like how my grandpappy fought the Illuminate, where there's
Yeah.
a lot more quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
The only quantity there is the orb troopers.
Orbs that trude.
Yes.
Yes.
But nothing a good old assault rifle mag can't fix.
Definitely. Definitely. Do you feel like these enemies are still more like prone, or I'm sorry, not prone, vulnerable to bullets?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of these enemies fall beneath the might of the base warbond machine gun.
Mm.
Or not even base war, but just base game machine gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Medium arm penetration, all you need. Using big explosives, no bueno.
Yeah. I haven't actually tried any type of explosive versus the Illuminate in such a long time now. Like I feel like I just gave up on it like pretty much since their release. But so what I have seen though a little bit recently was some people using the spear just for the harvesters.
Yeah, they're definitely still the biggest problem.
Yeah.
They don't really care if they're on fire. They kill you the fastest at long range, and they'll just rinse through your
everything.
Your everything.
Yeah.
If you don't take them out fast enough. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but they fight like the old Illuminate now.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're liking it then. I'm glad, or I presume you're liking it. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. It's just like how my grandpappy used to say.
Yeah.
How was his grandpappy fought.
Some things should never change, including the ways we fight the Illuminate.
I mean, it's been 1,000 years, so it'd be his great pappy.
And you're here just in time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad.
It is my honor to advance in any direction against the Illuminate.
But especially the rearward direction.
Oh, a tactical relocation.
That's why it's still in advance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're liking the new faction. I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
Thank you.
I do think though that we can congratulate ourselves too, though, because it seems like we've already have a successful major order.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Although it is noted though that I was gonna say Nintendo for some reason. I don't know where that came from. Oh my god, that Super Earth.
Hmm.
It's notable that Super Earth dynamically adjusted our strategic goals, seeing the escalation of the storm.
Now, I think it was definitely a tall order, but I think I'm a big fan of tactical relocation. I think this is perfect. We're victorious, and we relocated to a superior position.
That's true. That's true.
The storm is coming. It's getting scary. The lightning, it's loud.
Yeah, and you could really see the storm progressing,
Mm-hmm.
both from orbit and then on the ground. It's so cool.
Um, Out of character, yeah, it's super cool. In character,
Yeah,
nothing hiding under, retreating, advancing under my bed. Bunk.
exactly. Exactly.
Can't fix.
What do you think the storms are doing though? Because when we get down there, we can first, like, it looked just like a bit of a drizzle, but now it's looking kind of bad.
It's making the planet purple.
Literally, yeah, you can see rifts while you're walking around down there now. And for listeners who haven't had the chance to dive down there, that was not there the first day we were on CS or Cease or however you pronounce it. But before it was just like a drizzle. It's been getting progressively worse.
See, that's their plan. It's not just that the rain is purple. It's they're turning the that's their plan to turn the planet purple. The
Oh.
illuminate purple. It's
Now,
devious.
what do you think could be the goal of that?
Graffiti.
Graffiti?
Yeah, but like it turning the whole planet purple, so it looks like illuminated purple. So it's like we've been here. Squids were here! Exclamation point.
They're doing all this just to remember us.
Exactly.
Remember that we once lived. Yeah. But okay, okay.
I mean, I could see the Helldivers 1 Illuminate saying that.
Yeah. Now,
Uh,
what's Helldivers 1?
I could see the first Galactic War, uh, them saying that when there were some reasonable ones.
Mm, mm. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think you glitched out there for a second.
Absolutely.
Have you been tested recently for Illuminate mind control?
Well, uh, uh, I really just want to talk about how purple that planet is.
We can do that
uh,
then.
yeah.
But yeah, it is really cool though seeing how it progresses. I really can't help but wonder, is this gonna be like another black hole or something? Because it looks more like a ritual, right? Like
Mm,
there is like a clear progression, and that progression is for a purpose, right?
to indoctrinate the youth with their purple colors.
True.
I mean, that's what's that cult?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's for.
Cult of the Orb. You're right. Yeah, it was a good thing that that Super Earth was able to track down this cultist, and it was quite embarrassing that they were all wrong. But
Hmm.
now I can't help but wonder, could they maybe just have been a couple days off?
Well, I mean, wrong about one thing, wrong about everything else.
What was that?
Well, just like how can you believe them? Like, if they're wrong about this, then they're gonna be
That's
wrong
true.
about everything afterwards. So it's like,
That's
why
true.
even bother giving them the benefit of the doubt?
Exactly. They've already proven. Anybody who allies themselves to anything other than Lady Liberty herself, why should you believe anything they say when their judgment is so clearly
Mm-hmm.
wrong?
Mm-hmm. Now, I like throwing a ball or two. The stratagem no more.
Yeah.
I get rotund objects pretty, in my line of work, pretty
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Grenade, that's Orby.
True.
But it's when they start like eating up objects and planets and also purple. That's when you lose me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's why we're orb appreciators and not orb cultists.
Yeah, if it was Order of the Grenade, maybe.
Maybe.
Man, I'd understand, but like all their, they got like, it's the big old hole, the orb. You lost me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we have quite a lot to look forward to. I think we do. And I hope that we'll be able to see, forgive me if this is a little treasonous now,
But
but I wonder, is it better that we don't take CS just for the sake, don't know, hear me out, but for the sake of the enemy revealing more of their plan?
Well,
You know what I mean?
I think you're already onto something because, we completed our order. There's no reason for us to stay there anymore.
Yes. It could be in Super Earth's genius tactics that they specifically do not want us
See,
to take it.
it's not treasonous if you already were ahead of Super Earth.
That's true. That's true.
That
who's
just
to
shows
say?
how democratic you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, personally,
Well,
I still think it's just them painting the world purple. It's all purple paint falling down from the sky. Alien paint. Xenophobic paint.
is purple the color of xenophobia?
Yes.
Okay. We should probably get it off the pride flag then, huh?
It's only the Super Earth flag now.
Yeah,
Pride is just a part of that.
that's true. Just intrinsic to Super Earth.
Super Earth does not discriminate
Exactly.
on your preferences in partner. It just says help support your fellow man by joining the workforce at the age of 7.
True. True. And like at the end of the day, everyone's good enough to die for liberty.
Mm-hmm. We must protect Super Earth's precious gaze.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. Do you think the onion still exists on Super Earth?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the bit.
Yes. Shall we do some cutouts?
Yeah. What you been up to over the past disappearance?
There was a little thing called Ramadan,
Mm-hmm.
so we did that.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, there was another thing called school.
Yeah.
And so we did that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was most of what I've been up to.
Yeah, same here. I've just been doing homework and being hungry. But I have been playing Marathon to help pass the time.
Oh, tell us about that.
Whenever I do have free time. I played the beta, not the alpha, the one that was like kind of panned. I played the beta. I enjoyed it. And then the server slam happened, and I did not like it as much. But that was because of a bunch of bugs. The proximity chat wasn't working, and I liked being a little guy. That was annoying.
Yeah.
And also I just wasn't I wasn't prepared for how fast the TTK was, and how it's a difficult game. It is very punishing. However, after playing the launch version of the game and being learning a lot more about how to play it, just from experience. I think it is one of the most fun I've had playing a PvP game, like, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty bold.
It is. I think the main reason why is because most of the time, 9 out of 10 firefights, you win because of, like, strategy. If that makes sense.
Strategy. Go on.
Like, in a firefight, to be honest, your character is very inaccurate if you're shooting on the move. I've had it where I had the jump on someone, but because I was moving around a lot trying to strafe, I didn't hit for shit. However, if I got the jump on them from a like a vantage point, or like I was close range with a shotgun or something, or just, like, honestly holding still in a firefight and just aiming, I just win that fight.
Okay.
Because I'm, like, moving around too much, accuracy go way down. But I held still and just focused on shooting. I mean, I wasn't, like, completely still, but I was, like, I locked
moderately still.
Moderately still, yeah. And I was, like, I could win the fight. And there's that, like, the shooting, but also most of the equipment in the game is, like, most of the grenades are, like, utility. So you got, like, funky, you got C4, you got, like, area denial. At least those are the most common ones. All the stuff that's rare in the game, very direct damage, but the most common stuff you have to be resourceful about. Like, you have to, like, be smart with your use of them, make traps, use it whenever they're grouped up, or just, like, sneaking it. There are so many nooks and crannies in, like,
really?
Buildings. Yes.
Okay.
Like, do you know of the genre immersive sim?
Like simulators?
No.
I've played simulators before. What's an immersive sim? Give me an example.
Have you ever played Dishonored?
No.
Deus Ex.
A little bit.
Or you know what? Okay, you know in Baldur's Gate how there's, like, 3 different ways to do something?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Or instead of, like, you know, whatever stat you rolled with, it's like, how do I enter this building? There is the door, which makes noise. There is a broken window that, if my character is good at mobility, I can enter without making much noise, besides the landing. There's a vent that I could sneak into. Or I just ignore it because someone's inside and that's scary.
Okay. Okay.
Like, it's very good at making, like, narratives within that, like, instance or match. If that I probably sound like a crazy person when I talk about this game, because, like, I feel like I just go off the rails a little bit, but, like, it feels like there's so many options you can do for everything, that it very rarely feels the same from match to match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if match is the right word, but, like, instance.
Run to run.
Yeah. And I like to play. My favorite character is Rook. He's not really a proper character. He is solo queue only, and he joins in the middle of a run, like in an already existing instance, about halfway done, with other people already on the map in groups. Does that make
So
sense?
you're like more like, yeah, like are you there to just pretty much disrupt the end?
Yeah, you're there to, like, after, like, probably multiple teams have left or died, you are there to provide, to be an active potential threat to people still in that
Okay.
instance.
Chaos.
Now, I like to be a pacifist when I'm Rook. I'm a nice little guy.
Hmm.
Now, a lot of people is shoot on sight for Rooks. So that's why I like to hide and be like, I am the Rook of this building. You must answer my riddles 3.
Wait, really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh my
uh,
god.
Most of the time, I'm playing like Alien Isolation
Hmm.
because like I make it a point to close every door behind me because opening a door in this game is loud. So when I'm in a building playing Rook and I'm just like scavenging for the leftovers,
Yeah.
I hear a door open and go, oh fuck,
Yeah.
someone's in this building.
Now you're supposed to be the danger there, huh?
I'm not. Well, I'm a little bitch. Um,
I mean, like Rook players, you're supposed to be the ones making everyone else afraid, right? Like if you're showing up in the middle of the match just to mess up everyone's day.
yeah, the thing with Rook is you're solo in an instance of group people.
Okay.
So, for the most part, you are fighting a group of 3 as just a lone guy. Like you don't have any like stat advantages over the other person. Um, so for the most part, Rooks are there to scavenge and get the fuck out. But you can be an asshole. You do get more like faction reputation for killing people as Rook.
Okay.
But it's very difficult to do that, in my opinion.
Okay.
Um,
Does Rook get any abilities, or are they just straight gun?
they have the ability to disguise, or not disguise, but they can, for a set amount of time, the PvE enemies can ignore them. So you activate it, and then you can just walk next to them for like 40 seconds, and they won't bother you.
Okay.
It's to whenever a PvE enemy sees you, they go "Bwah!" And everyone in China knows that you're there.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to say sneak up on a group of people fighting robots, it is imperative that they don't hear a notification that another person has entered the fray. If that makes sense.
I get you. I get you. Yeah. You want to be able to get in and get out without having to worry about people finding out.
Mm-hmm. Or there's an achievement for downing someone while you have the disguise active, called Sheep in Wolf's Clothing.
Okay.
Which I think is cool.
That's funny.
And their like long cooldown ability is just an automatic regen that they that's on a long cooldown.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you've been having fun with it. It sounds like it's a cool game. I've heard that, like, and I've seen too, like, it's a tough sell, but if you get it, you love it.
Yes. It's definitely not for everyone, but the people that it's for, like me, that likes their little narratives in each run,
Mm-hmm.
it's really, really cool.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
But besides that, nothing new. Just more marathon.
Okay. And Helldivers.
Yeah, and Helldivers. Yeah,
right.
Yes, right? yes. I got like all the Warbond stuff done like a week ago.
Nice. We've had quite a few Warbuns lately.
Yes.
To catch up on, and for our dear listeners, what we're planning to do right now is we'll be covering over the Entrenched Division today, and then next week we'll be going back and doing
the older ones.
we'll be doing the Redacted Regiment next week, as well as we're going to be doing a stealth breakdown in Helldivers and just going over how stealth feels in Helldivers. And then after that, we'll have our episode on Siege Breakers. And then after that, it'll probably be about time for the next Warbond.
I think this is the
What was
most.
that?
Sorry, I had to think about what I was saying.
That was like a weird sound that you made. Just stayed silent.
It was a big I.
That was your loading sound.
Yes, there's a what's it called? Duke.exe is not responding.
Yeah.
I think this is the most consistent quality of war bonds we've had, like ever. Like 3 back-to-back bangers.
Yeah, I'll say it doesn't feel like there was like a while before where like war bonds would come out and they were kind of bad, but then later they would get buffed a lot, right?
Yeah,
like a lot of well, I guess though now that I think about it, this game has kind of been out for a couple years now, so we do have a sense of like an older phase of the game versus like the more recent time. But for me, I don't know, it just all still feels new. But there was definitely like a string of war bonds that were kind of smelly at launch, and you're right now that there kind of hasn't really been that problem, you know. In every war bond lately, there's been something that you can enjoy that you don't have to feel like you have to wait for to get better, or it's like maybe it's more like to get into it, you had to already have been a fan of this, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, with, like, Borderline Justice, for example, if you didn't have the Deadeye, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Deadeye is a very good weapon, right? But it's okay if you don't have the Deadeye.
Yeah.
For your account overall. Whereas, like, something like before, I want to say, like, the Ultimatum, right? The Ultimatum is very good, and if you don't have the Ultimatum, you're definitely going to be playing a different game, you know, than people who do have the Ultimatum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a like, when it's in your loadout, it's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah. And I would say you could say the same of the more recent war bonds, especially, I guess we'll save this for next time, but the stealth armor, the Redacted Regiment, that is truly a game-changing piece of equipment. But we could save that for next episode. So, shall we get into, before we go into this war bond, I believe we have a little topic to talk about first?
Yes, the democratic debate.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce it?
Today, we are going to be chatting over if major orders are too hard or not. Recently, for some context, we had failed 2 major orders, I believe. The first was the big narrative push that was Cyberstan. We did not successfully take the planet, although we got all the way up to the last city. And then the second was, it was like a random one, right? Like, it wasn't like a big one.
It was, it was cyborgs, and we had to, I think, liberate a planet before the time ran out.
Yeah, I can get it really quick and take a look, but it wasn't like a huge thing.
It was
brief.
It wasn't very big, and it was down to the wire too.
Yeah.
It was eliminate a certain amount of enemies and liberate a planet.
Yes, you're right. You're right. And I believe we did not successfully liberate the planet. Instead, what happened was... No, we did liberate the planet, we just didn't kill the required number of enemies. That was it. And so, yes, I think between those two, there was some frustration, right? Between seeing the big narrative push of Cyberstan just fizzle out, and then also right after that, there's another failed major order. You know, this is probably like not as huge of a thing, but it did probably make a difference to a lot of people. But we're getting all these war bonds back to back. Well, that's 100 medals that just kind of disappeared into the air. So yeah, there's been some talks recently about how major orders play. And so we have our two sides of this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Super Sheriff, would you like to share your stance?
I think everyone's a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
I don't think they're very difficult at all, and I think if the community rallied more to do them, I think we would be fine. They also have to accept that they don't always have to play on the hardest difficulty if they want to succeed and progress the story. And also to shake every bug diver that you see,
Yeah.
like a dog's chew toy.
Well, that is one thing, that's for sure, that not everybody participates in the major order.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would prefer to just play the faction that they like playing against, and that's because, at the end of the day, it's just a game, and they want to play the most fun parts of the game for them, right?
Yeah, and I respect that, but you also have to respect me calling you a coward.
Okay. Well, that's your side of the issue. For me, I would not say that major orders are like, yeah, they're too hard. Arrowhead needs to nerf them. This is the reason why, like, my life is miserable or something.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I would say, yes, they are too hard at
Mm-hmm.
times. However, that is the point.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of the narrative, that this major order is likely not going to be completed. Because it does two things. First, it shows you how expendable Helldivers are, like
Yeah.
how Super Earth, a part of the narrative is Super Earth doesn't actually really care about their Helldivers, and they will you know, throw them into situations that they know there is no chance of success in, but they are just relying on either their zeal
Mm-hmm.
to get them through, their willingness to die for democracy
Yeah.
to get them through, or it's a part of some larger goal. Like, yes, this major order will fail, however, it'll drum up support in the populace. Like, for example, we have our raise flag missions, right?
Yeah.
You can see that there's actually like a little drone recording the flag being raised. Those missions are very hard, with the guaranteed reinforcements to be coming throughout the entire mission. But the only reason why they do that is because that like 60 seconds of patriotic footage is worth the 10 Helldivers that need to die
Yep.
to get them done. So yeah, it's like that level of storytelling where it's like, yes, you're probably not going to succeed, but that's the point.
I mean, like, I feel like the Cyberstan one was literally a skill issue that we failed. We
You
had
think so?
we had limited amount of lives. We could have progressed further if we didn't run out. If people did not accept that they should put the difficulty to like 6 or 5.
Mm.
Just, swallow your pride and do the tactical weak points.
Yeah.
But people want to go to level 10 and be shocked and surprised when there are 4 Vox engines on them.
That's true.
In the heart of the enemy city. Like, it was supposed to be oppressive. Like, that was the bit. You are going into enemy territory after they went, we don't want to fight, but if you do, we will fuck you up. And then they fucked us up. It's too hard.
Yeah. Some people would even go as far as to say that I was gonna say Super Arrowhead plans these failures too as part of the major orders.
Yeah.
But I would actually, and I think if I could mention this, for in general, I don't imagine we'll talk about leaks much here on this podcast.
No.
Both of us, especially when it comes to Helldivers, would rather enjoy the surprise of the game,
Absolutely.
right? The
Yeah.
novelty. However, I do think there is one thing that we should say or acknowledge, which we do know of by leaks, but this isn't a leak for any one specific thing. But the thing is that if you are into leaks, and you can go back and see previous leaks to see this too,
Hmm.
Arrowhead does produce media for both the major order succeeding and the major order failing. Accessory media, stuff like the news channel, right?
Hmm.
Like the clips of theirs, right? So I think because I hear this a lot in the community that, what's the point if Arrowhead's gonna make it happen either way? But they put work into it happening either way,
Yeah.
And the major orders, most major orders haven't really been so severe where it's like, okay, there was no way we were supposed to win this. As a If anything, it's been like the other direction, where there are some major orders where I feel like they kind of just tossed us a bone there because they felt bad. You know,
Yeah.
remembering the orbital napalm strike saga. But
Yeah.
that said, though, so like, yeah, I feel like you're right. It is up to the community. The major orders, they're not like, I don't know, like Joel's this like secret antagonistic DM.
Hmm.
But it's just like, yeah, a lot of them are kind of just up to us.
Uh, yeah. I mean, like, again, the one before, as of uh 3/23/2026, like it was down to the wire, and it wasn't based on difficulty. It was based on enemy kills. So like if like even 5K bug divers decided to fight the robots for just a little bit, we would have won.
That's true. Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
like it's right. The numbers are right there, and it's kind of hard to lie about the numbers when you can see the API in the background.
I
Um,
do think that, speaking of numbers, there is one part I think of Cyberstan that maybe Arrowhead could have acted in accordance with.
mhm.
But that was when, because remember, a part of the major order was the samples,
Yeah.
right? And what they ended up doing was rolling that back, right?
Mhm.
However, what that also meant was that all the people who died during that time, because we had the like galaxy-wide reinforcement counter,
Yeah.
those lives were basically just lost, and we made no progress with it.
Mhm.
So I don't know how many lives were lost, but it was a decent amount because I think it was
You're like,
a day and a half.
yeah.
And so maybe if we did have that extra day and a half, we could have completed the major order.
Uh,
So I do think that was something that should have been considered. Like if they were going to roll back the major order progress, they should also roll back the reinforcement count.
but you could also be like, at least for me, it could be like, uh, Super Earth bad tacticians.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Um,
true.
like, I mean, for we unironically play for the narrative. We think
Hmm.
the narrative is funny and fun
Yeah.
to like look at.
Yeah.
And it's fun to be a part of. And so I mean, it's a like I think people might take it too seriously. Where if we lose, it's like fuck.
Yeah.
I spent my hour free from taking care of my 10 children after working in the
Yeah.
mines for 24 hours,
Yeah.
and we failed. Fuck. Like,
Exactly.
whatever, nerd.
Yeah.
If go play like like anything else that is not a game where you die in like 2 seconds.
Oh, if those children could read right now, they'd be
Mm-hmm.
very upset at
You like go play Halo.
you. No, but for real though, I think yeah, that is I think the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why it seems too hard is because, you know, you're expecting to win.
Yeah. Go play a
But
fighting game. You'll be humbled.
the thing too though is that I feel like, you know, Arrowhead though at the same time they this game has been out for a couple years now. They
Mm-hmm.
know community patterns,
Yeah.
right? We see community patterns, so we can predict. Okay, if it's going to be like a bot major order, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many people are probably going to stick it through to the end?
Mm-hmm.
versus how many people are going to go to a different faction or to a different planet to fight something that they prefer more.
Um,
Do you think Arrowhead should create major orders with that in mind? That's saying like, you know, 40% of the player base probably just isn't going to do this at all.
I think they have, I think, kind of accidentally stumbled into a solution with that.
How so?
There's been times where, I mean, I think most recently, the war with Cyberstan, there's been like side major orders that were bug orders that would assist the main front.
Yeah.
And so I think like a major orders, having sub goals that are with different factions, I think does make, I think would help a lot.
Definitely.
With that feeling, even if we don't win the big part, I think people feeling like they can contribute, even if they're cowards, I think would probably help a lot.
Definitely. Definitely. And it does make sense in the world where it's like, okay, even if we're all diving on, like, for example, right now on the Illuminate front, right, we're trying to stop the exostorms. Well, we definitely still need fuel. You know, we definitely still need the bugs front's E711. You know, we're not gonna like not stop caring about that all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know, and I think actually we did have a mini order for this one too, right? Like we had I think. Oh, what planet was it? Was it?
It was. I think it was. There's like a random cyborg planet thing.
Yeah, and then defending
defense.
it gave fleet-wide flamethrowers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is really good to see them be able to give a way for like everybody to contribute.
Yeah. And like I was excited because like I've been fighting Illuminate for like a while now, and so having some variety of going to the bot front and still feeling like I was contributing was nice.
Definitely,
at least from my perspective.
Especially when there's a new warbond out, you want to try it on different factions, the equipment in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of new warbonds, though,
yes.
Shall we move on to that?
Absolutely.
Right.
This is one of the best war bonds ever, I think.
Yeah. It's
been the most fun with the most variety while still feeling in like the theme and fantasy it wants to go for.
High praise. High praise.
A big fan.
Well, why don't you break it down for us then? What is the theme? What is the name of the warbond?
Brain fart. Entrenched Division.
Entrenched Division.
It was right in front of me. It is a World War themed war bond.
World War One.
World War One specifically. I don't know the technology jump between the two. And so you got weapons that evoke weapons and armor that evoke the imagery of World War One. You got like your puke green coats and armor. You got your, looks like it just came straight out of like a workshop armor plating on the heavy armor. You got trench shotgun, you got a Luger, and you have big fuck off flamethrowers to do war crimes.
Yes.
And a shovel.
And a shovel.
Yes.
Well, why don't we start with the weapons then? Why don't we get to that? So, first up, we have the SMG/FLAM 34 Stoker. The Stoker is a submachine gun with a flamethrower attached to it that you can swap between, sort of like the 1-2. Now, it does light penetrating damage. That damage is 130 ballistic damage or 30 durable damage. It at base has a ammo capacity of 45 and it comes with 5 spare magazines. And like I said, it has a flamethrower attached to it. It is just like straight up like the crisper, I believe, attached to the side of it. It's
Um,
got three canisters, and it has like the full damage. Like it's not like a nerfed version, like nerf damage. It does everything that the base flamethrower does. It does too, albeit with much less ammo, but it is just an attachment. And then it also is customizable. It can have its optics, its muzzles, and its magazines all customized.
so there is one. So it's a very fun weapon to use.
Mm.
It has a very slow rate of fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and at first I was like, I was worried that it would just kind of straight up replace the what's it called, the flamethrower primary.
The torture.
Yeah. But it it's different in that I don't, the stream isn't very big.
Mm.
And it's also got hella recoil.
Yes, that is true.
Whenever you're firing the flame stream, the camera is like whoa, upwards.
Yeah.
Um,
You could tell it was not built for this.
yes, it is a very slapped on attachment, and yeah, I think it adds to it. It's fun to use in that way.
Mhm.
It's definitely like you're supposed to use this at close range, and if you don't, then what are you doing?
Mm.
I really like it. I think the customizations on it are okay. I was hoping there would be something for the flamethrower, but meh.
Yeah.
I think they need to add stuff to the flamethrower primary first.
Yeah.
Because it just has like colors.
It'd be criminal if this got customization
Yes.
for its flamethrower before the torture.
But I think it's very good. Yeah, it's one-handed too, so you can use it with the shield and have a SMG flamethrower with the ballistic shield.
Yeah, the flamethrower, even when you're in flamethrower mode, that's one-handed too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for something that seems more like a gimmick, the flamethrower is super useful. You can use it for a lot of things. Of course, there's just like the most basic, like ad clearing. You can use it to just, if you're getting kind of swarmed, you can just pepper everything around you with a little spritz of fire,
Mm-hmm.
and just watch it all go down. It's very useful against boatless. But the other thing that is worth remembering too, that we can get in more when we're talking about all the properties of fire damage and
Mm-hmm.
Helldivers, but fire damage is all coded as heavy armor penetrating.
Mm-hmm.
So that means something like tanks, like hulks, like chargers, right? They are all susceptible to fire damage. So you have basically this little anti-tank solution on your SMG. Now it's not it's of course not as strong as like a fully dedicated recoilless rifle or even the flamethrower,
Mm-hmm.
but it's nice to be able to just pull out when you can need it really quick.
Mm-hmm. It's very handy. You can use it while you're on the move too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Like while you're jogging away from stuff.
The rearward advance.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we move on to the veto?
Before we do, I just want to say I feel like and maybe this is something that I can learn more for you, because
Mm-hmm.
for all the good about it, I feel like I had the opposite experience with the Stoker.
Really?
I really liked it at first,
Mm-hmm.
but the more I use it, the more not frustrated, but just like I think it might be a skill issue, honestly. But because I'm just with the RPM of it, it feels like it's so slow
Mm-hmm.
that by the time I kill anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm already dead, almost dead to the next thing. And what I'm thinking of, and where I really noticed I started feeling this, was against the Eliminate on CS, where there would be like some overseers approaching,
Mm-hmm.
right? By the time I gunned down the first overseers, like the next two were already there.
Yeah. It's definitely not a good like spray and pray weapon. Like
Mhm.
it's something that values precision, and against overseers, if you don't have medium armor penetrating is no bueno.
Yeah, it's a lot harder.
Yes, I mean their helmet is protected. It's heavy armor. The base overseer.
It's medium, the heavy.
Oh really?
That's how you can get the. Yeah, that's why the Deadeye can one tap all of them.
Oh, I'm just. Oh wait, right. I'm stupid.
No, you're good.
But it's a thick helmet, so you have to aim for
Yeah.
the body, and it is not a high DPS weapon.
No.
It's more of a precision thing, and on an enemy where you can't do precision damage, so to speak, no bueno. Against the bots though, it is very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's slower fire rate, but like more damage per shot as well. Like the slow fire rate means you can be a little bit more precise per shot, and against bots, that's kind of everything. If you can just pop their head instantly, bada bing, bada boom, done. That heavy devastator is over.
Yeah. Destroyed their entire career.
And pairing it up with the shield as well against bots, it definitely feels it was very flexible against bots.
Okay.
Especially if you use it with the shield and just go up to things and flamethrower them if you can't hit their face.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll definitely check it out more when it's time for the next bot fight.
I could also see it being good against bugs too, because like I'm always an advocate for you're not supposed to aim for the head, you're supposed to aim for the legs on the bugs. And a precision weapon that you can one hand and also flamethrower with against bugs is very, very good on paper, at least.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, speaking of aiming for the legs, did you feel the change with the hive guards?
No, I have not touched bugs in a hot minute since the patch.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of focusing on them, but they made a change where the hive guards, their arms, right? I guess this is their arms or their legs. Those are now light penetrating. Although they also did say that this was a mistake, too. So it's going to be reverted, but a lot of people are saying that they wish it would stay. Interestingly, a lot of people are also saying that they wish it would go away.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe you already agree with their reasoning too. Why do you want it to not be the case?
'Cause it's a hive guard. It has a big old shield. You're supposed to go around it or shoot its little booty that it puts up when it's in shield mode.
Well, yeah.
Whenever if you fight a guy and he has a shield, and on that shield is his heart, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Because they put their face down and they put their legs in front to cover their whole front body. So if they're just putting the most valuable thing to shoot on a bug at the front of their shield, then like what's the point of them being a hive guard?
Yeah, that's what I've heard people saying too. And like after I played a little bit on um the Erichid, or I can't remember how to pronounce it, but the Erichid 3 system, and there was the hive guards there. Yeah, like they kind of just fall over now. You can just shoot their feet. It also kind of it doesn't make sense visually too, because their arms are like the same color and the same like carapace as their head is, right? But for some reason, light penetrating weapons can't penetrate their head, but it can their feet, even though they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
And
it's definitely weird.
It's not like they don't expose a weakness when they do put up the shield. Their little shrimp booty goes up. It's hard to shoot, but like they like wave it around.
And they're also a lot slower in that state too, so you can literally just walk to the side of them.
Helldivers press go backwards challenge impossible.
Yes. You're very experienced with the rear-worded thing.
Yes.
But yeah, it's weird. The weirdest part is because it seems like a change that like nobody really asked for,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sort of like with what happened with the grenade launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Although I suppose, talk that whole escapade could be something
Yeah.
for its own episode. I feel like just the last month and a half of what the grenade launcher was in this game.
Look, Quinny, mini Democratic debate. Um, Grenade launcher didn't need to be heavy. Uh,
I don't.
that's okay.
I don't think we disagree. There's nothing to debate over.
Yeah. Um, I'm just happy that the belt-fed grenade launcher is heavy.
Me too. Me too.
That makes
That
sense.
and plus like the ammo change to it, I feel like it
Mm-hmm.
has way more of its own breathing room, its own space. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't mean to like be like, oh yeah, I was doing it before, it was cool, but I really like the belt-fed grenade launcher.
I'm a
Like
I'm a belt-fed king. Give me all the belt-fed. Give me belt-fed laser. Fuck it.
soon. Honestly, I could definitely see that, like a belt-fed laser cannon. I
Mm-hmm.
could definitely see that. But yeah, like it was just when it was heavy, it was just like, well, why use anything else ever? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah, it
And
just kind of replaced everything.
yeah, the things it could do with like the supply pack and just, well, I guess I don't ever have to use anything else on any front either. It's not like, oh, it was just really good on
Mm-hmm.
bugs. It was like on everything.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason you should use anything except the grenade launcher and the supply pack.
Harvesters done. Bile
Yes,
Titans done.
done.
Um,
Charger done.
done. Hulk done.
As a matter of fact, the only thing I think in the recent times that was an issue was the Vox engine,
Yeah.
which I feel like is also another thing we can have a whole
Yeah.
episode about, just talking about Vox engines.
Quick Democratic debate. Vox engines not that bad.
I would say okay here. They are not that bad,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But they also are supposed to be bad. The way that I
Yes.
feel like Vox engines are show up in the game is that they're like pace setters. You
Yes.
know, if you fall behind, if you are not like outputting enough, or it's not even outputting, it's more like because Vox engine really wants you to coordinate with your fire team, with
Mm-hmm.
your squad,
Yeah.
because like you probably only have like enough to take down one Vox engine at a time on your own
Yeah.
with your cooldowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with your team, you can handle 4 or 5 of them.
Um, I'm not sure if you know this, and I feel like a lot of people don't.
Hmm.
Did you know that they have a little grenade hole?
Yeah, that's how you kill them, right? You
Yeah,
disable
all the
all the
ventilators.
yeah,
And then they show their little booty hole, and then you shove a grenade in there and pop dead.
definitely, yeah. Do you
Um,
know that the thermite grenade phases through it?
that's really funny.
Yeah.
But I feel like I see so many people just like get just fire at it willy nilly with the recoilless,
Hmm.
and I'm like, you fool, you buffoon.
It takes, if I remember correctly, 5 recoilless shots
Mm-hmm.
for it to break, and they
And
all have to be targeting the same spot too.
mm-hmm. I think people are gonna have to come to grips with strategies that do not include just shoot it.
Or you could just shoot it even harder. You
Yes.
know what does kill the Vox engine that does not require you to do the grenade thing? It's not even a stratagem.
Huh. What is it?
You're never gonna guess. So
Oh.
it has a really specific way you need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But what will kill all on its own a Vox engine is the variable.
Let's go.
So the weak spots, the way that they work is it's not like just when you break the weak spot,
Mm-hmm.
that's all the damage you did. It transfers the damage over to the main health pool
Yeah.
that the entire Vox engine has. But more specifically, the finishing shot over like gets boosted. So it's like, let's say the shot that actually broke the weak spot does 100 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the numbers are, but the damage that gets transferred to the main health pool is buffed. So if you did 100 damage with that shot, you'll actually do, like, let's say 200 damage to the main health pool.
Mm-hmm.
So what this means is you really want a weapon that can, in one shot, do a whole lot of damage, a whole lot of X bonus damage, like overkill damage, so you can
Uh-huh.
transfer it over to the main health pool.
And
Weapons that can
who's
do that are like the railgun is one, but
uh-huh.
even better, the
The
variable.
variable, baby.
Yes,
Variable bros, stay strong.
literally. On total volley mode, the variable can, if you, I don't know if you have to destroy all three of them on total volley or just the last one, but it can kill the Vox engine without having to do the grenade thing or anything. Just straight up kills it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Variable bros. There are very few of us, you included.
But now we have a calling.
But now we we had faith and we were rewarded.
Yes, yes. The Slayer of the Vox engine.
Okay, now we should probably talk about the rest of the warp.
Yes, 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 we should.
The
Why don't you want to give us the next weapon? Yeah,
P-69 Vito, the Luger.
indeed. Why don't you break it down for us, the stats on it?
It is a sidearm, medium penetration,
Mm,
105 ballistic damage, 35 durable,
mm.
12 ammo capacity, 90 spare rounds. And that is because it is round reloaded, technically. You put in
Yeah,
a 6-round clip. Uh,
yeah.
so you fire 12 shots, you gotta put in 2 clips. Fire only 4, can't reload yet, you gotta wait till you fire 6, so then you can put the 6-round clip.
It's like the autocannon.
Yes. Little pocket autocannon.
Mhm.
Jet propelled as well. I don't really know what that means.
Oh, jet propelled is a quality of certain weapons in Helldivers. I think the other big one that does it is the Dominator. There might be one other, but I can't remember which one it is. But I know for sure the Dominator does this. But what it means is that the actual bullet kind of has,
Travel time?
because it's jet propelled, no, it doesn't get affected by drag, pretty much. Which
Oh.
means you're always doing full damage. Like, little fun fact, if your enemy is not literally at the barrel in Helldivers, you will always do a little bit less damage than you actually can do because, as a bullet travels, the resistance from having to go travel through
Mhm.
the air is going to slow it down a little bit, and damage in Helldivers is tied to speed, so or tied to velocity. My
Yeah.
old physics professor would not like me saying that, but so yeah, jet propelled lets you get around that. So you'll do full damage, but what that also really means is that you do a whole bunch of stagger, way more stagger than other similar weapons can do.
Mhm.
That's why the Dominator is so good at staggering enemies.
It's. I think now that I know that, it makes a lot of sense why I
Yeah.
was experiencing the way things I did.
What did it feel
Um,
like?
it felt very good in some instances, but if I wanted to kill something, it was very bad.
Mm, yeah.
It has a very fast rate of fire. Uh,
Hmm.
However, the damage per shot doesn't feel like. Um, it feels like it's something to use on slightly bigger enemies. Like if there was
Yeah.
a hive commander, then it's its best use of get the fuck off me.
Yeah.
But
Stopping
otherwise,
it in its tracks.
I kind of had struggled to find something that it did that other pistols um, couldn't do better.
It is like just like shot for shot, the damage is pretty low that
Yeah.
it has.
Mhm.
Like even the silence pistol, the SOCOM, does 125 damage,
Yeah.
or the well, the Senator is in a league of its own, but it does 225 or more closer. The Talon, right,
Yeah.
does 200 damage, and then I believe the Verdict is 140. So it's really on the weaker side of damage.
Mhm. I like the only like the best thing it did was it's a very good dueling weapon of this slightly big thing, not the biggest thing. Hive Commander, Overseer, maybe a Devastator. Yeah, that can take that on real good, efficiently.
Definitely. Definitely, yeah.
So you can have your like primary be something for the chaff or big things.
For further comparison, I have the numbers up in front of me right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Stagger Force, though, which is, really what this thing is for, um, compared to the Talon has 10 Stagger Force,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the Veto has a staggering 35.
Oh, that is a more than 300%.
Yes. That is more Stagger Force than, fun fact, the flak rounds of the autocannon
Oh
has.
wow.
So it's a weird, interesting toy because it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna make you stop where you're standing.
Yeah.
You know?
And the fact that it does like that high fire rate means it's gonna go
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah. I do think, if they could just give it like 5 to 10 more damage, just to be able to let it be able to get the Devastator one shot,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
that would be great. Or if they don't want it, because I can understand if they don't want to like make everything a one shot against Devastators, maybe they could
Mm-hmm.
give it just more ammo so it feels better just burning through it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Um, Reload is very satisfying though.
That's true. Yeah. The
Uh,
with the clips it's very nice.
they like you can tell that Arrowhead are gun nerds.
Hmm.
Because even in the trailer, they they stopped the music and they just highlighted the sound, the ping it makes when you do the reload.
Yeah.
It goes ding,
Yeah.
and you can hear that in game too. And it's like, oh yeah, these are gun perverts.
Yes. Totally.
Um,
But yeah, that's a veto. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. If you're
yeah.
if you're interested like into like a Luger type weapon,
Hmm.
then yeah, you can have some fun with it.
It's not a bad weapon. Um,
No.
it's just a little bit more. It's unique. It's a little weird, but it's not bad.
You know, we started this episode talking about how war bonds used to come out, and I would say the veto feels like something that would have came out in an older war bond.
Nah, I don't know about that. Like,
I don't mean that in like a bad way. I just
mhm.
mean that in like every sense of like when you think of older war bonds at release, how they felt, whatever that means to you,
I
that's what
mean,
the veto is.
I'm just thinking back to like Polar Patriots, and it's like, oh, we got a new assault rifle. It's worse than the Liberator.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. I, uh, the tenderizer. Oh my God, I love that weapon so
I
much.
love the
But
tenderizer now. Oh.
that's fair. That's fair.
But before, when it first came out, I really wanted to like it because it
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's the Halo battle rifle. Whoa.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but couldn't. You were just better off picking the Liberator.
Yeah. But now we have the purifier from that, which somehow still hasn't been nerfed. But I guess you don't. People don't choose it super a ton for some reason.
No,
I don't know.
I mean it came out. It's a very strong weapon. It's just ammo hungry as hell.
Yeah.
Like whatever you're shooting at is gonna die, but like you only have so much ammo.
Yeah.
So
For
it's
sure.
like I think it's very easy to tell what makes it strong and what makes its weakness. So like, oh yeah, this feels balanced because of this.
Mhm. I get you. I get you.
Uh,
Well, shall we keep going?
yes. Why don't you introduce this one?
All right. So coming up next, we have the G48 Giga Grenade. This grenade is. We were talking about this a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
We're of two minds with
Yep.
this grenade. Personally, I love this thing so much. It's like my favorite grenade now. And let me explain to you what it is. It is basically a baby between the thermite and the dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thermite, it does 2,000 explosive damage. Like the dynamite, it does that damage in a 12-meter radius, so in a pretty huge radius.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that actually, like, when you're first throwing it, give yourself some space. I promise you, the range of it is bigger than you think.
Okay, not only give yourself some space, but aim like fairly high up.
Yes,
It's a
yes,
heavy boy.
it is. It is. If you look at it in game, it's like three grenades strapped together.
But it's literally tied together with duct tape.
Yes, it's beautiful. But tell me your side of it, Super Sheriff.
Uh, I think you should go first. 'Cause I
Okay.
think you had the more exciting experience with it.
Like, I don't know what it is, but there's just something so simple about just being able to
Mm-hmm.
throw something, just see this huge explosion around it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the first time I used it kind of made me feel really good about it, where it was against a flesh mob. I threw it, I killed the flesh mob and myself because I didn't realize that the radius was that big.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's great. Like, I just really love this thing. It only comes with two, although we do have a new armor passive now that gives you extra grenades, so that helps a bit. And then
Well,
there's
that's
already
always
the.
existed. It's just we have like a hybrid armor now.
Yeah, I meant like there is a new armor set that comes with that
Okay.
passive now.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and so it is like a quote unquote ammo hungry
Mm-hmm.
grenade, but when you throw it, dude, like it just feels like
Mm-hmm.
it's impactful, you know?
Hmm. My
But like,
experience has been the
oh, sorry.
opposite. Oh no, you go
But
finish your thought first.
I was just gonna say that, like, for me personally, I feel like my bar for grenades isn't super high, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say. Like, because a lot of the times I forget that grenades exist, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm playing, I know I don't throw mine enough. But, so it's like when I see a grenade do something impactful like that, it just instantly sticks out compared to all the others.
Okay. For me, I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
You see, I already have my beloved dynamite. Um, so when I saw it was called the Giga Grenade, I was like, okay, this is gonna it's like an impact version of the dynamite. I was very disappointed when like I every time I've used it, I feel like it's not done enough because like I'll throw it at like a devastator tank and it'll just tank it and it'll look at me and be like fuck you and I die. Especially because you only have two, and it's kind of hard to aim because it's a heavy boy. And so that like risk versus reward, at least for me, was very lopsided because throwing it at a tank, going oh yeah this will kill it, and then the devastator, the one with the four machine guns, just sort of
Annihilator tank.
annihilator tank. I threw it, it ate it, and went damn that was crazy, and then I got rinsed.
Yeah. Or no,
um,
wait, no, not the Annihilator, the Shredder tank, I think
oh
is what.
yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless though, shredded. Owie. I was very disappointed. Also, doesn't explode the illuminate ships instantly.
That is true. That is disappointing about it. Does the dynamite do that?
No. But you
But I guess you
can,
have more ammo with the dynamite.
yeah. And dynamite, at least, is a lot more flexible because you can, like, the timer on it is big, but its radius
Hmm.
is huge. So it's very good at crowd clearing.
That's true. That's true. I feel like though, what the so here's what explain this to me.
Mm-hmm.
What you like about the dynamite is the radius, right?
Yes.
Well, it has the same radius as the gig grenade.
Mm-hmm.
So like and it does more damage than it.
Yep.
So what don't you like?
Safety.
Oh, I can understand that.
Because the timer on the dynamite is like 5 second space.
Yeah.
That's the lowest amount it can go. However, at least for me, I've learned to plan around that. I will throw the dynamite ahead of me and run over it so that by the time enemies get over it, they're at is the peak amount of kills.
Yeah.
It's also like fun to time it so that like you have this huge radius thing. It's very light. You can throw the dynamite really far. So you can count from like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then throw it, and then you have safety. While the Giga Grenade, I've been like, I toss it and it lands in front of my target, and then the flesh mob is still after me.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
But it's probably a skill issue. But I've definitely had a different experience from you.
No, that's fair. Well, that's the nice thing, though, that there's the beauty of choice in this game.
Yeah, wow, crazy. What?
Yeah.
No, I must always choose the best option. Fuck you.
Well, moving on then, we have a little. I guess it's not new.
But it's finally accessible.
Yes, yes. We have the CQC-73 entrenchment tool,
Yippee!
or a shovel.
Big.
You can now deploy with a shovel as a secondary.
Let's go, shovel bros.
Yes.
I love the original. Couldn't use it because it took up a support weapon slot. But I am super happy it's now a proper melee weapon and you can dig trenches. Not a bad melee weapon, honestly. If you use the sword or tomahawk, it's a good middle ground between them. It's quite good.
Okay. Now, honestly, I have not used it for either as a melee weapon or as a trench tactics. I have not tried either, so I
trench
don't
tactics only work against bots.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah. Have you entrenched?
I have. It does work. You have to do it like preemptively.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Chad that does it in the middle of the firefight. Digs your little hole.
Yeah. But so how do you like using it?
You dig a little hole so that whenever you crouch, you are in cover, and it doesn't matter what terrain you're in. You can just dig a little hole for yourself. You make your own cover. No.
It is really funny that still works in like streets and pavement.
Yes.
Yeah. Helldivers are strong.
Or their roads are very poorly built.
Yes.
I think it's more the latter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So would you recommend it then?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little niche. Melee weapons are still in a weird spot, but I am definitely going to bring it.
Okay.
Because also hitting things with a shovel is just funny.
That's true. That is true. That's very true.
Now, shall we move on to the shotgun?
Yeah, let's do it. Honestly, I have not used it so much. So would you like to go over
sure.
this one?
I've used it a lot. I have it at like level 20.
Oh, nice.
The SG-97 Sweeper from the Superstore.
The Sweeper, baby.
Sweeper. It is a trench shotgun. World War I weaponry. It is 42 ballistic damage per pellet. It does 11 durable damage. Customizable, got optics, and you'd be surprised. It has like sniper scopes.
I do love that. I love sniper scopes in this game.
It also has I have like a 4x scope on it. It's very funny. And also has shotgun muzzles, so you have like duck bill, half choke, full choke, etc. This weapon, very, very good. It also has a bayonet. I am very happy we have a shotgun with a bayonet now. It has a very surprising amount of range. can use it at medium range fairly well.
Strong.
It is very strong, and especially if you have the full choke on it, it it can kind of serve as a marksman weapon, a medium range one. Like, it's not super far. I'm like overly exaggerating, but its range is very surprising. Its range of effectiveness is surprising.
Okay.
It's not the highest damaging shotgun, but it's super flexible. Like, having that like long range scope is unironically very useful on it.
Now, I've heard a lot of people say that it feels like it's so good that it basically makes the other shotguns useless. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't go that far. Its damage is only okay. Its strength is that it can work. It's very varied in its application. But like, if you are in close range, the Punisher is gonna do a lot better for pure damage. Or even the double barrel shotgun. Just kind of just kablooies everything. The sweeper, you're not going to one shot most things, if that makes sense.
Compared to something like the slugger or the, I'm sorry, what's the Halo shotgun called? That does like a bajillion damage. Although now with all the pellets hitting, I believe it does more damage if all pellets hit.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Halo one as a slug shotgun.
Yeah, but at least without full choke, that's kind of difficult. And yeah, and I think Punisher would probably work better.
Oh no, wait, no, never mind.
Oh, okay.
It's 504 compared to 605. Although the Halo shotgun is only light penetrating, so you won't be doing full damage anytime soon.
If you hit that swishy spot, kablooey.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's strong in a lot of situations, but it's not the strongest in those situations. That makes sense.
I get you.
It's very good, and I can see why people say that it kind of replaces everything, but I don't think so. But
how does it feel compared to the Double Freedom?
I think the Double Freedom is better at, like, if you're dueling with a like Overseer, Double Freedom, instant problem removal. The Sweeper, you're getting in a fight.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you do have the bayonet to help you finish it off too.
Don't melee the Overseer.
No,
do not.
Do not the Overseer.
Do not the Overseer. Every time I keep falling for it, I go, I'm going to melee this Overseer with my melee weapon, because surely I have weakened it enough to, oh god, yes. I'm dead.
Yes. The Overseer's got hands.
If a Overseer points at you with their staff, treat them like the Golden Elite from Halo Combat Evolved.
Yes. And you are not winning.
Do not melee the Golden Elite with the energy sword coming right at you.
Yes.
You will die.
You're gonna have a bad day.
Should we now move on to stratagems?
Let's do that.
Should we move on to your new baby?
Yes. The BFLAM80 Cremator. Oh my god. This weapon, Mr. Super Sheriff. This single weapon has become like my favorite thing ever.
It is very fun.
And it is, oh my god, there's like so many ways you could start, but the most perfect thing that I think you could say to represent this weapon is you can use this flamethrower against all factions, and not just like you're kind of just like coping with it, but like run the match against all factions,
Yes.
including automatons, with a flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
You can out flamethrower a Hulk.
Yes. So first, before we get into this, let's go over a couple changes to fire,
Yes.
because I think we got to set the stage,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
Okay. So fire before was basically this. Hmm, well, it didn't really do anything. It was this field. You put out this damage field, right? And anything in the field took damage, right?
mm-hmm.
So it was the field though, it did a lot of damage. However, the issue that you had was that you were shooting something that couldn't really, be staggered or slowed by your shots. We were talking about the veto earlier, how it has that much like stagger damage. Well, every weapon does have at least some stagger damage. Weapon or enemies will be reacting to getting shot,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was not the case with fire damage before. Any sort of fire damage, whether that's the flamethrower or even like the incendiary grenade. Now, though, they did this new effect where they added panic and slow effects depending on the size of the creature, where not when they're burning, but as they are being shot by a source of flame. So whether that's the flamethrower, the cremator, um, the stoker, right? When they
Mm-hmm.
are being directly shot by the flame cone, they will start to panic and randomly attack, similar to the effects of gas.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have this built-in crowd control as part of flame throwing. Now it's important to note that it specifically comes from the actual like being shot by the
Yeah.
the,
The
the
flame.
nozzle.
The flame stream.
Yeah, exactly. If an enemy is on fire but not being shot, they won't react that way.
Yeah.
But why is that important? Well, it's a pretty big buff for anybody who likes anything flame related in Helldivers.
Mm-hmm.
But the cremator can take special advantage of it because the cremator has got some range. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's a long boy.
It is. It can hit really, really far. Compared to the base flamethrower, it gets a range buff of 25%. It can hit up to 25 meters versus 20 meters. I know that just sounds like, a 5 meter range difference, how small it's at, but
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you, when you're using it, you're feeling that stream go
Oh yeah.
super far. And this is what like enables it to work against all factions, including automatons, because now all of a sudden you aren't constrained to this tiny, like directly in front of you
Mm-hmm.
field where you can do damage, but like you can shoot the devastators shooting you back without having to get all up in their face. And the other thing that's worth noting is that we talked about this a little bit earlier, that fire does heavy penetration. So
Mm-hmm.
you can kill Hulks with it. That's why, like, the Super Sheriff was saying
Well,
earlier, you can outflame a Hulk with it.
it's sort. So fire as a whole, fire damage, heavy
Yeah.
penetrating. However, their stream is not. If that makes sense.
No, the stream was heavy penetrating too.
Really? Because
Yeah.
their damage is different. Like,
The damage is different though, you're right.
um,
That I think is why like they bother putting the anti-tank or heavy penetrating on the cremator,
mm,
because so the basic flamethrower, and this is kind of, you gotta like visualize, like this is hard to explain because you gotta visualize how like shooters work in a video game, I guess.
yeah,
But so there's a lot of cones in shooters in
yes,
video games. And the way fire damage worked is at the tip of the flamethrower, you produced this cone when you held down the trigger.
mm-hmm.
Anything in that cone would undergo this, like, we can call like a bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine in that cone, there's this like infinite spray of bubbles, right? Now, if you got hit by the bubble, that with a normal flamethrower, you got hit with 2 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is though, that like cone, I said like infinite. It's not infinite, but there's like virtually infinite number of projectiles firing within that cone. So you're gonna be hit by a lot of instances of those 2 damage bubbles a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was the base flamethrower, as like actually all the other flamethrowers, they all do the same thing.
Yep.
What makes the cremator different, though, is instead of doing 2 damage, you're gonna want to sit down for this one. It does 3 damage.
Oh,
Oh my god, right, right, right.
oh
Oh,
my
okay, I know
god.
that sounds like not a whole lot, right? But that directly, like if we're just breaking it down, first, if you use the flamethrower, you know that it can kill things pretty fast. What we're doing there is we're now killing things 50% faster, because 3 compared to 2 is 50% more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though that doesn't sound like a lot, because there's that like virtually infinite number of bubbles in that small space, it is a lot of damage. A lot of like a ridiculous amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point that basically Bile Titans aren't a threat anymore. You could kill Bile Titans with flamethrowers before, but you had to like maneuver them a little bit and give
Yeah.
yourself a little bit of time. But not anymore. Now anything that just mildly looks at you, flamethrower. You know?
Yeah. You're putting everything on the grill.
Literally, like, it's insane how strong this thing is. It's to the point where I feel like they honestly didn't need to do all the fire changes if for the cremator,
Uh,
because whether the enemy is panicked or not, they're dead.
yeah.
It
Uh,
doesn't matter.
there's definitely a few flesh mobs. They're like health sponges, right?
Mhm.
While they're running at you, they do slow down,
Yes,
and so
that is a nice part.
they are going to survive long enough so that you can see it, and like it is very satisfying to stop one in its tracks due to the flame stream and just slowly over the course of like 3 or 4 seconds just constantly go
Yeah,
and it just
yes,
it just falls apart and it's amazing.
definitely.
Mhm.
And that's a good point to bring up because if you want to get into like optimizing,
Mhm.
so I said that it's a cone, right? For any nascent flame divers out there, because it's a cone, you have to remember the bubbles are most concentrated at the tip of the cone rather than at the end of the cone,
Mhm.
right? Like if you think of a pyramid, everything is most tightly clustered together at the tip of the pyramid,
Yeah.
right? So the closer you are, that means you're hitting enemies with infinitely more bubbles at once compared to being further away. This is how, like, when you see clips of chargers getting killed in like half a second, it's because you'll notice the person using the flamethrower is
Mhm.
always right up to them. What they're doing is they're basically hitting them with like a fully automatic shotgun time, like 40 times in less than a second, is what they're doing.
Mhm.
And so it's weird because, you gotta have like you gotta trust yourself a little bit. If you
Yes.
you gotta be willing to set yourself on fire. Like we've joked around, it's a controlled burn,
Yes.
you know. But that is how you really get to use the flamethrower to its fullest extent. Except now you can throw all that out the window because the cremator just does so much damage
um
that it pretty much doesn't matter.
it is so satisfying to bum rush a harvester and just go on its leg and it just
Yes,
goes, oh my god.
literally, yeah, literally. That
Because
like you pair that with the arc resistant armor.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only thing you need.
Oh, I don't run arc resistant armor. I just
Oh, what
go
do you
in and go before it even has a
do?
chance.
Mm, I like that. That's bravery.
Hasn't gotten me killed yet.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I
Um,
gotta try that. I think I gotta try that because I'm kind of tired of using arc resistant armor whenever on Illuminate.
mhm. Um,
But as much as I love it though, a small part of me
uh-huh.
feels like, okay, maybe this was a little too much.
A little too much.
Yeah,
Mm,
because like there was a kind of art to the flamethrower before, I feel
mm-hmm.
like. Because like it had no CC effects, because you were pretty much just like shooting air at the enemies, what it came down to, like I feel like there was a really meaningful skill expression
Mm-hmm.
when it came to how do I, like to borrow a super sheriff phrase, how do I wrangle my enemies
Yeah.
together long enough for them to stay in the flames, right?
Yeah.
That kind of like isn't as important now with both the natural flamethrower getting its crowd control effects and the cremator just doing so much damage at once that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's like a little bit of finesse, right?
Hmm.
That you don't need as much with the flamethrower. So what do you think? Is flamethrower? Do you think maybe a smidge overbuffed?
Uh, yeah, I think, um, I'm a little conflicted
Hmm.
because I do think, like, if it got nerfed, I wouldn't be surprised. But I also think part of it being strong is like the fact that like it has you need a backpack slot for it.
Yeah.
Um, I think a range I would or a nerf I would be happy with is maybe it has like more damage fall off. If that makes sense.
So like more spread at the end. Okay.
Or even not even like more like spread. Although I think that would also it'd be like a burf because if you
Interesting.
have a wider cone,
Hmm.
you could get more targets with it technically, but its damage
Yeah.
wouldn't be as strong. So you'd still have the factor of just shoving it in something's face and watching it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you'd also wouldn't have the like you were just outranging a Hulk's flamethrower
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
burning it alive before it even has a chance.
That'd be interesting to feel around with. Yeah.
Mm.
Because the other thing too is that like we have to like look at changes that are not just for the cremator, but the all the other flame weapons too.
Mm.
I did use the flamethrower a little bit a couple days ago, the base flamethrower, just to see how it felt
Mm-hmm.
when it was being given away for the minor order completion, and it felt all right. Like I don't think the problem is, and I wouldn't even say this is a problem, but it didn't even feel like as notable with the normal flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess just the cremator is on just looks like a higher level. What I think would be an interesting thing would to return like the aspect of like need to control this is especially since the cremator is doing more fire damage,
Mm-hmm.
right? What if it did more damage to you if you set yourself on fire with it? Like
Yeah.
I do think a part of like setting yourself on fire, a lot of it like it's sort of a skill issue, I find.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing that you should know is that fire has no minimum damage. So if you know you're about to be set on fire and you dive right like preemptively, you can like put out the fire without taking any damage. So
Mm-hmm.
there is like a place where like player skill can show up there, and I think if you gave more if you could show that more with the cremator, maybe it would feel fairer.
Mm. Yeah, I could see that. I think, although, what would happen if you're not wearing fireproof armor? Do you just instant melt? Because,
Actually, these days I don't really use fireproof armor anymore as much. I feel like you don't need it as much as you think you do. I feel like that. The one time I do use inflammable armor is if I don't want to like if I want to play like hyper aggressive. I'll put on the heavy armor and then I will walk into my fire intentionally just so I can keep getting closer. But that's more of like an RP thing, I guess. But
Mm.
like I feel like if you there is like a level of player skill you can get to with the flamethrower where the fire armor is no longer necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Even knowing that you are going to set yourself on fire, but like you can choose when that's going to happen and what are you trying to get out of it.
I see. I see. I definitely haven't been running fireproof armor with it.
Mm,
Because I feel like the range is more than enough, so that I don't have to worry about it.
yeah.
Um, but should we quickly go through the gas mortar and then armor? Because
Yeah, we could do that.
we are reaching hour and 50 real soon.
Yeah, let's get through that.
So let's quickly gas mortar.
Um, I honestly don't have a lot to say about it. It's an order.
It's a mortar. People still using mortars wrong. It is not a defensive tool. It is offensive. You're supposed to use it before you enter an area.
You know, I will take your word on that, but honestly, I don't use mortars enough to be
Yeah.
able to say so.
I have been using mortars more. They are an offensive tool. I'm going to keep saying it. They are not defensive, because if you use it defensively, you are getting you and your teammates killed.
Yes.
You use it before an enemy is even close by.
Okay. Okay.
Like, don't use it on defense missions, because enemies are already close by. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Armor. Commanded light armor. Concussive padding. Hazmat. What do you think?
Um, you know, the thing that like with all of these, what I'm really happy to see is more sources of explosive damage resistance.
Yes.
The armor, what it does is it gives you 50% explosive damage resistance, and it gives you 25% resistance to gas damage and effects, and it reduces your sidearms by recoil by 30%.
I'm a big fan of these.
Oh, and it's the
hybrid.
light armor too.
Yeah, big fan of these hybrid like armor perks.
Mhm.
I like it. Should we move to Zapper?
Hold on.
Fuck.
Before we before we do though, I do think though, like, it is nice to have more explosive resistance damage. Although I feel like the other two effects of the armor isn't super noticeable. I feel like gas damage, like, it hardly does any damage,
Yeah.
and the sidearm recoil, I don't know. I just feel like that's like not super a big deal with most of the sidearms we have.
Yeah. It's supposed to make you feel cool for using the Luger.
Yeah, yeah. The armor looks cool.
Oh yeah.
It does look cool.
But yeah, that sidearm thing is just for the Luger, basically.
Yeah.
Um.
All right, and then we have the medium armor, the CPG-48 Sapper,
Uh-huh.
and its armor passive is Concussive Padding Grenadier, where it gives 50% resistance to explosive damage, and instead it gives increased initial inventory and holding capacity of throwables by 2.
Yahoo!
Yeah. No, this is a really good armor, I think.
Yes.
You know, explosive damage, good. More grenades, good. Like, it's just all good.
My only problem with it is it's unusable because it glitches out.
What do you mean?
Part of the armor is like desynced or something. Like, there's like a tag on the shoulder that clips inside of your arm.
Oh, do you mean visually?
Yes, visually.
Okay, that is important.
And it bothers me so much that I can't use it.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's really great armor though. Like,
Yes.
Extra, like, what's there to not like?
Yeah,
You know, like,
it is universally good.
The thing that I would say is more interesting about the armor is that this is a warbond with different armor passives.
Yeah. They all have concussive padding, but they have like a side perk that is...
Yeah.
It's one that already has existed, but it's never been in combination.
Yes. How do you feel about that? Would you like to see more warbonds do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think even like on some older armor they started doing that too. Like what's it called? The one that explodes when you die.
The what is that
Servants
called?
of Freedom?
That's the warbond, yeah, but the perk?
The Servants of Freedom armor.
Integrated explosives.
Integrated explosives. So it used to just be when you die you exploded. Then they added the Grenadier aspect to it, so now you also have 2 extra throwables.
Yes.
So they started to do that like hybrid armor thing quite a while ago, and like as like updating old unused armor. I do hope they do that more. Chemical agents, copium, I'm still on it.
Yeah. But this one is a bit different though, because it's not only like
Hmm.
they have hybrid armor, but each level of armor, the light, the medium, and the heavy, they all do something a little different.
Yep.
That's brand new.
Um, I I I don't know. I think if it's a new perk, I
Mhm.
think it's better if it's one thing. Like if they introduced a perk, you get the ability to sprint faster.
Mhm.
I would hope that that would be on all the armor on that war bond
Mhm.
because it's
As
brand
opposed to
new.
just one.
Yeah, but since these are perks that have already existed, having them be different on each like level of armor, I
Mhm.
think is fine
Okay.
and in fact good.
W- Would you like it to see where like there's like a new perk, like you can run faster, and then like the light armor gets like you have bonus like +2 stim duration, and the medium is like +2 grenades, and would you like it like that, or
I don't think so, personally.
how come?
I think if there's something new, I want that armor to be like, I don't know. I feel like if there's a themed armor, I would
Hmm.
want all that armor to be around that theme. I guess it's not a
How
good
did you feel about
justification.
that? No, that's fair. That's fair.
Mm.
Did you well, I suppose we can, because I was gonna say that's kind of what they did with Siege Breakers, but I suppose we can leave that for our Siege Breakers episode.
Yeah. Um.
But, and then lastly, though, we have the CPR 80 Bulwark. This is the Superstore armor. It is heavy armor, and I've been wanting this for a long time.
Mhm.
This armor perk is Concussive Padding Reinforced. What it does is it gives you 50% resistance to explosive damage, and it provides a higher armor rating.
I think
Now,
this is probably the tankiest armor in the game. I think.
it, it is, yes.
Um.
Um, if we're assuming explosive damage, it is like, yes, it is definitely
Yeah.
like it can take explosive damage better than anything else in the game.
Yeah. I think there's the big chunky armor technically has a higher armor rating.
Yes.
But if you're dealing with acid being tossed at you or a grenade or
The things that will actually kill you most of the time.
yes, enemy artillery, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Be warned, there's enemy artillery. You won't be as annoyed by that.
Yes. Especially useful when you're fighting Vox Engine's armor like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's really funny that we got this armor now, right after Cyberstan, because
Mm-hmm.
this armor would have been like
So,
perfect for Cyberstan. Oh my god.
absolutely.
But, between like all the armor we got in this division or in this war bond, even though it came from the superstore, I think this is the standout for me,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
I agree. I agree.
With this armor, both the explosive resistance and the higher armor rating, you can survive just holding the high explosive grenade and cooking it in your hand completely. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
That's it.
everything that came with the entrenched
Mm-hmm.
division. So, real quick, how many trenches out of 10 would you rate it?
I'd say very
Give me your final
strong
review.
8 trenches.
8 trenches?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You said that
There's
this is one of the best war bonds for you.
yes. It has the perfect mix of theme or like fantasy, like World War I baloney,
Hmm.
and functionality where there are very good applications for those things.
Okay, okay.
How about you?
I, hmm,
How many trenches would you dig out of 10?
I've gotta say, I feel like I couldn't give this number score
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's a little too reductive. So
You
what
asked
I
me
will, I know.
to.
That's because I knew you didn't have a problem with it. No, but what I would say, like my overall review on the Entrenched Division is it's a very fine war bond that has a lot of good stuff, and picking it up will be a fun time, definitely.
Hmm.
And you'll also, I want to say, like, the cremator alone pulls so much weight
Yeah.
for this war bond. But also, like, the stoke is pretty good.
Hmm.
The armor passives are pretty good. The Giga Grenade, even though we might disagree about this, I'd
Hmm.
say the Giga Grenade's pretty good. And
Oh
the
yeah.
entrenchment tool, you never know when it might be useful, or you just want to have fun with it. So definitely a really great war bond. I'd recommend.
And the mortar.
And the mortar. The mortar definitely comes with the war
Yeah.
bond.
Um. Yeah. Very very good.
All right, then let's
All right.
take us out. Where we haven't done this in a while,
Yeah.
so let's have a little loadout challenge for our next
Yes.
episode.
Yes. I will challenge you first. Me
Okay,
first. Me.
okay.
Um. My challenge for you is you can pick any primary, secondary armor. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter. However, for stratagems, you can only bring vehicles and emplacements.
Okay, okay. That
So,
sounds interesting.
bring tank, exosuit, car, HMG emplacement, or the big cannon.
Okay, I got it.
Only options.
Oh, wait, emplacement, so no like sentries.
No sentries.
Oh, okay. This is interesting. Okay, I
Um,
didn't realize that. This is more interesting now.
also the grenade launcher barricade. That one too.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Um,
Well, I look forward to it.
I think you'll have a good time because, as for me, I don't see you use the exosuit much.
I like the exosuit on certain I liked it on Oshone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess I use it more for bugs in general.
Yeah.
But
Um, now I want you to
yeah.
use against bots.
Okay, I got it. I got it. All right. Well, my challenge to you is I want you to use the re-educator as your secondary in your loadout.
Oh, okay.
I think it's strange.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would rank the re-educator as one of the best sidearms in the game.
Really?
Yes, because what it can do is something that nothing else can do. Mostly nothing else can do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's like, and actually, there's a couple different things that it can do. Fun fact, it can destroy the ammo stockpiles completely silently.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It is a very strong secondary, but I feel like because and I think a part of this is because it's bugged,
Oh, okay.
where if you shoot something and it gets alerted to you,
Mm-hmm.
that probably shouldn't happen. That happened to me like literally the first time I shot something with it, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like very confused. And then I later discovered that it was a bug. So don't count that.
Okay.
But every other time when you shoot it,
Mm-hmm.
see what it does. And also, if something is coming like bearing down on you, don't be afraid to shoot it then too.
Okay.
It's not just for silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good weapon, and I recommend it.
I will be sure to do this because it's something that I really wanted to like,
Hmm.
but I didn't understand how to use it. So by just through force, I will learn.
Yes. Whenever you want to get something to freak out a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
just shoot it.
All right.
Even if it's already attacking you, just shoot
Mm-hmm.
it then too.
Okay.
Yeah. But
And
all
I
right,
think
that
that's
brings us to
everything.
the end of our episode.
Bye-bye.
Nice. Okay. Where can people find you, Super Sheriff?
I stream sometimes at twitch.tv/Duke the Avaricious. I mostly do fighting game commentary though. I commentate a lot of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Nice. Nice.
Um, and you wish to remain
Yes, I
an
do not want to be
enigma.
found,
That's fair.
so don't
I
go looking.
do. You can find me if you want to talk. You gotta come to me.
Exactly. Exactly.
um. All
Well,
right.
thanks for listening,
Thanks
everyone.
for everybody for watching. I'll all like 10 of you at most. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.